welcome to today's video. So today I have got a meal prepping video that can be used if you're someone who's going to school or work or uni and you're just like looking for some new meal ideas that you could bring with you. So in this video I have got a breakfast recipe with a couple variations, 2 lunch recipes and then a snack. Like, I've been doing meal prepping for a long time. I just think it's really helpful, especially if you have places you need to be throughout the day. It saves you going and buying food, it saves you money, and is also like often a healthier option. I also tried to make this video where the majority of the ingredients are really accessible, so you're not going to need to go to like really fancy stores or look really hard to find stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and find it helpful. And let's get straight into it. Like, you know how you can buy like them cheese and bacon like bread rolls? I'm kind of switching that a little bit. And I'm gonna do some turkey and spinach sort of rolls. So this recipe was actually inspired by my nan, the way she makes bread rolls. Very minimal ingredients for this, for the actual bread rolls themselves. I got some self-raising flour, natural one that hasn't been bleached. Like, I feel like you could use wholemeal, it just might be a little bit dense. And you're gonna need some Greek yogurt. I'm gonna add a cup of flour into the mix. I'm gonna add in the tub of Greek yogurt. Come out. I've lost my good spatula, so I need to use this weird thing. Alright, so you got your flour in here and you're just gonna want to mix it in. You might need to get your hands in there a bit. Oh, and the amount of yogurt that I added was 200 grams. So it should be like around a cup or a bit more. This bowl's like really hard to handle, so I'm just gonna pop it out on the bench. You just don't wanna like over knead it, otherwise it will become hard and you don't want that. Oh, I'm also just preheating the oven to about 180. Okay, I'm trying to leave this in the bowl for a second whilst I prepare the other ingredients. Okay, so what we're gonna add into this is some spinach, turkey and cheese. Probably should have done this before I mixed it, I just realized that. So we're gonna grab some spinach, rip it up into really small bits. And I've also just got some normal roast turkey breast. I'm gonna rip some of this up too. You can cut it, but like, you might as well save dishes and use your fingers. So I'm just adding like a decent handful of each. And lastly, I'm just gonna add like a little bit of grated cheese. You can use like vegan cheese, you can use white, doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm gonna need to try and break this up and mix it back in somehow. You just wanna like get this stuff incorporated somewhat evenly throughout. Fun parts, we get to like put it into the bread rolls. So, I'm just gonna grab like clumps this big. I'm gonna roll it up into like a ball sort of shape and just put it there. Good thing with this sort of recipe is that you can make it really versatile to your preference. If you don't really like turkey, you can use ham. You could use like that chicken meat, ham slice thing. You could just make it vegetarian. You could add like olives and tomatoes into these. Lastly, I'm gonna grab an egg. I'm just gonna use this. Save dishes getting out of the bowl. And if you have one of the like egg brushy things, grab one of them out. If not, you can just use like a fork. But I'm just all about saving dishes, so I'm just whisking it with this. It does the job. There's no need to get all crazy about it. And this just like helps it get like a bit of a golden crunch on it. Spread this over the top of the bread rolls. Right, the oven's preheated to 180. I'm gonna chuck it in there. Oh my god, this actually turned out so good. That is so good. I was kind of nervous that I like overdid it. Oh, that's so good. Wow, I don't know if you guys can see, but like, that's pretty cool. And they smell so good. Yes, Paris. And they like, I don't want to press them too hard because I don't want to break them, but like, they're squishy in a way, you know? Like, they're not, oh, they're nice and crispy. Oh, guys, this is so good. I'm actually so proud. Definitely try this recipe, please. Okay, my next recipe is going to be the breakfast one. So I've kind of got like a variation of like overnight oats, overnight wheat bix, chia pudding, kind of all mixed into one. Not really, but that'd be gross. But I have got my 2 breakfast containers here. Not the most aesthetically pleasing glass stuff. Again, these recipes are really versatile. I'll go through it as we go through the recipes. I've got some oats here. No! Half a cup in each. One thing that I want to say with this is that you could use wheat bix and mash them up. So do 2 wheat bix and crunch it up. I would, however, do that the night before because it might just become way too soggy. But with oats, they do last pretty well. So you can do it like 2 or 3 nights, probably max, prepping it. All right, next up we've got some chia seeds. They are high in fiber and they expand in water. So they kind of act like a nice little gel. They've just got so many benefits. So definitely recommend adding them into your recipes where possible. But you want to add around a tablespoon or 2 in each. For one of these, I'm going to be using some vanilla protein powder from Botanica Blends. Vanilla here. This just adds more protein to the recipe. It helps keep you fuller for longer. For the next one, I'm adding in the chocolate hazelnut one. This one's so good. Okay, I'm just going to mix this together. I love adding protein to oats. It just gives it like such a better flavor and just tastes so good. Now I'm going to add half a cup of almond milk to both of these. So half a cup here, half a cup here. And then I'm also going to add a quarter of a cup of water to both of them. You want to add a bit more water than there is oats and chia seeds because both of these ingredients do expand when they're in water and you don't want it to be too dry. Alright, and to be a little bit fancy, I'm going to add some of this nut butter in as well to the chocolate one, so it will kind of be like chocolatey and nutty. So I've got these frozen fruit as well. I would have preferred to just add fresh raspberries to both. That's just what I'm like loving at the moment. Got a little patty. Add some on top. So this is kind of like a blueberry muffin, and this is just like chocolate loveliness. Right, gonna put the lid on these, put them in the fridge. These are really versatile. You can top them with like whatever you want. But yeah, these are just recipes that are like really simple and... Alright, my next recipe is gonna be chicken salads. I initially was gonna do like a chicken rice one, but I feel like that's just so typical and you can find so many chicken and rice videos out there. Like I do love it. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to do like a salad one. Like you can have this recipe with the bread rolls. So I've just got some chicken breasts from the shops. I feel like meal prepping a source of protein is a really, really handy thing to do. Because sometimes when you're like rushing for lunch, you're like, you don't know what to make because there's nothing in the fridge, right? But if you have some chicken, turkey, or some form of protein already there for you, it makes it so much easier. Like you can just make a sandwich with it, you can chuck it in the salad. Because if you don't have something like this already prepped, then you're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna make a cheese toasty then. But with this chicken, I'm just dicing it up like into small bits. Okay, what we're gonna start off by doing is adding just a little bit of olive oil to that. That's enough. What I'm gonna add is some minced garlic. Just about like a teaspoon, like a small amount. You could use fresh garlic if you want, but I hate getting garlic on my fingers. I'm gonna add some lemon and pepper seasoning. I'm just kind of like adding the stuff that I have in the house. You can really use whatever you want. This always kind of sticks together. Alright, then we've got to add some all-purpose spicy seasoning. Don't like spice. Mum got the wrong one. And then we're gonna add some herbs as well. Give this a mix. Some spring onion here. I'm also gonna add up some of that. I'm gonna cook it together, so don't worry about the cross-contamination. I don't really know if you can use this bit, but I don't really care. I'm using it anyway. Alright, welcome to my new stove. Oh, it's so good. Add in this chicken. This apple smells so good. next recipe is going to be some chocolate protein balls. I haven't made protein balls in ages, but I used to make them all the time because they're great to bring to like work or school just as like a snack. And like if you make them at home, they're a lot healthier than if you like buy muesli bars from the store. The ones I'm doing today are just more like a chocolate fudge sort of recipe. You want to start off by boiling some water because you're going to pre-soak the dates. This just makes them easier to blend up. I'm going to add about 12 dates. Now I'm not like the biggest fan of dates, so I don't like to make the dates too overpowering, which is why I'm only using. What we can do is add the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to start off with a 1/4 of a cup of protein powder. I am using Botanica Blends. They're chocolate hazelnut flavor protein. Probably one of my favorite flavors that they have. But if you guys want to give this brand a try, I like couldn't recommend it more. I've tried so many protein powder companies. These are definitely the best. I do have a discount code paris10. You can get 10% off. So I'm just going to add 1/4 of a cup in here. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of cacao powder and like a teaspoon of chia seeds. And then I'm going to add in some nut butter. So I get this one from Coles. It's a power mix, so it's got 5 nuts and seeds in it. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this in. I'm also going to add in some rice malt syrup. Just like that. I'm going to add like a tiny, whoopsie, a little bit of the date water. So that is all my meal prep for today done. I'm just trying these bread rolls. Oh my god, they're so good. I don't know what I was on about dense. They're not dense. They're so like fluffy on the inside. 100% try them. Like they are so easy. If I was taking something to work, I would personally take this salad along with a bread roll. Some protein balls for a snack. Delicious. Like this is stuff that I would genuinely eat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this meal prepping video. If you try any of the recipes, let me know how you find them. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.